Today's fish file is all about flathead. Flathead are caught all around Australia and they are without doubt one of the sweetest fish you can get. As a charter operator, these guys have saved my life so many times. When we're looking for other species, we end up getting these. Go to your fishmonger, flathead, a lot of different species of course. Blue spot being my favourite, I just love them, flathead.
On today's fish file, we're talking about flounder. Flounder, we're talking the body of water between Australia and New Zealand. Commonly you find lots of flat fish, whether it's from Australia or New Zealand, our neighbour. These fish have come from New Zealand, but in Australia there's plenty of flounder species. Flounder, it's a beautiful flat fish, one slab of bone in the middle, meat. So if you're someone that doesn't want a lot of bones in your fish, you want to go out there and ask for flounder, you can do it on the barbecue, you can put them under the grill and grill them with a light marinade, a little bit of garlic, olive oil, salt, pepper. Very simple fish, beautiful flavoured fish. People like to flour them and deep fry them as well. Another very beautiful way, you get all this crispy beautifulness, skin goes crispy. Very tasty fish. All you need is a bit of salt and lemon when it's done. Go out and look for it, flounder. There's lots of different species. Try it, you'll love it. Absolutely beautiful. Flounder. It's 5:30 in the morning, it's 5:25 actually. I'm going to let you on a little secret. We're going to go around and get some flathead that we're doing for the flathead show for Charlie down at Rye. Come with me, we're going to go around and all these stalls, find all the flathead I need, collect it, and we're off to Rye. I'm meeting up with Charlie. Let's go. So we're going to start with deep water trawled flathead. Manuel, say hello to the viewers. Manuel.
G'day, I'm Manuel. I'm from Sea Merchant Seafoods in the Melbourne Wholesale Fish Market.
Manuel, the store here, they deal with deep water flathead. Deep water flathead is a trawled species. Comes from deep down, so sometimes seine netting doesn't quite work, so you've got to send the nets down deep. And with the case of trawl netting, it collects a lot of what's on the bottom. You get rockling, you get trevally, you get a lot of different species. Deep water flathead's one of them. It's probably one of the deepest caught flathead, and very light colour.
They fish in South Australia, the Bight.
Australian Bight.
Yeah.
And how many metres of water would you catch these flathead, Manuel? How deep? From 100 metres all the way down to 300-400 metres?
About that, yeah.
Deep water flathead, very light in flavour, white flesh. Tell us a little bit about the trawl net, Manuel, from what you know of your experience.
Well, they go very deep, and it's pretty big because they get big loads. Yeah. Sometimes they come in with, well, they're bringing around 10 tonne of fish every time they come in.
Trawl boats, we're talking big boats.
Yeah.
Big boats that go out to sea for up to a week,
well, they go for
week and a half.
Well, this particular boat goes out for 10 days.
10 days fishing. And obviously this is sea ice. It sits at -5 degrees, so the fish are very firm and very good quality flathead. Now these will go for filleting. A lot of the deep water flathead, they don't get sold whole, just for the appearance, but as fillets, beautiful white flesh, beautiful flavour.
They actually taste better than tiger flathead, but yeah, a lot of people don't like the appearance of them.
Yeah, because they're very pale in colour. But flavour-wise, very nice and good recovery when you fillet them. Beautiful flathead. We're going to keep going. I've got to get a couple of these to take down a Rye. So these two are coming with me, and we're going to go to the next one. I want to find some tiger flathead next. Come with us. We're at the next part now. We're at McLaughlin's and I'm with Nathan. Nathan, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Con. Morning, Con.
Nathan, I need to take a couple of these down to Rye. We're doing a shit down to Rye for the flathead. Nathan, tell us a little bit about tiger flathead, one of the more common species of flathead we have in Victoria, if not Australia.
tiger flathead's a very well-known species. It's caught in a lot of places around Australia, but we get a lot of fish from a lot of tiger flathead from Lakes Entrance. It's very well known by all the pubs, clubs, everybody, housewife, right across the population. Everyone likes tiger flathead. The flavour's very good. This flathead is Danish seine caught. It's caught in a lot of different ways, but it's seine caught flathead. This is the XL grade of flathead.
So let me get this right. Most of these flathead that you guys get come from Lakes Entrance. There's a lot of flathead out of lakes. They're caught in Danish seine, 20 to 40 metres of water. Danish seine net only really works in 20 to 40 metres of water. After that it gets too deep, correct?
Yes, and it's a very gentle way of catching the fish.
Very popular species, one of the most common species, tiger flathead. Very good eating. It's probably the flathead that you buy when you go into your local fish shop. And I'm going to take a couple of these, Nathan. I've got to take these down to Rye. So I'll be taking 2 nice big ones. I'm going to take these 2 here. And off to Rye. I've got to get a few more. Got to get some rock flathead and some deep water flathead. Beautiful. And I'll keep going. Thank you.
Enjoy.
And I'll see you later on. All right.
Will do.
Let's keep going.
Thank you. Thanks.
That's it, I'm done. I've got my rock flathead, my deep waters, my tiger, my yanks. I've got my blue spot. I think I've got everything now. Now I'm going to jump in the van. I'm off to Rye, meeting up with Charlie. And we're going to do some more filming. See you there. The Australian Seafood Show. Hi, I'm Con Panagiotis.
And I'm Charlie Micallef,
And this is Australian Seafood Show.
coming to you today on the beautiful Mornington Peninsula. Now, we know that everybody loves flathead, Con, but there's species here I've never seen before. What have you got it?
There's a lot of flathead available in Australia, Charlie. We're going to go through a few of the species. We'll start over here with our small slimy flathead, or sand flathead as they're called. Deep water flathead, caught out in deep water. Tiger flathead, the most common species caught here in Victoria and East Coast and West Coast. These are a black flathead, and these here are a lesser known species, but one of probably the best eating is a rock flathead, which not many people know. Today's show will be going through all these flathead, having a good look at them, maybe some filleting, and learn about all the species.
Sounds good, mate, but I'm a little bit disappointed because my favourite flathead, the blue spot flathead, where is it?
Blue. So you know what? I thought I forgot something.
I love blue spot
Hang on,
flathead.
we're in Mornington Peninsula. Why don't we go out and catch a blue spot? You're the king of blue spots, aren't you?
You want to go and get a blue spot flathead right now?
Well, we've got everything else. Why don't we go and get a blue spot?
I love a challenge. I reckon we can do that.
All right, let's do it. Let's go and take all these flathead. We'll go catch ourselves a blue spot as well to make the whole species list complete.
Yep.
We'll fillet some of these up. We'll try them. We'll see what the different tastes are. We'll explain a little bit about how they're caught, where they're caught, and yeah, you better get us a blue spot too, so we can talk about that, Charlie.
Thanks, Con.
You're on trial now.
It's winter time, and I got to go and get a blue spot flathead.
So join us, come along. We're going to learn all about flathead today, and we're going to throw a twist in. We're going to teach you about these little guys, Gurnard and Latchet. I'm sorry, I've said that the wrong way around. Latchet and Gurnard. So we're going to have a little talk about these species as well and how they're similar to flathead, but we'll teach you more later. As promised, Charlie has delivered a blue spot, another here at Mornington Peninsula. Can't go wrong.
I lift its head up. I've got to get the net. Keep its head in the water, mate.
Yep.
Keep its head in the water. Beautiful fish, Con. Alright, in talking.
Quick.
Ooh.
So here we go, Charlie. Ladies and gentlemen, a blue spot flathead and a good one at that. Charlie put us on the money, and we're going to try and catch one more of these guys, because once we go through all the species of flathead. We'll do a little cook up on the beach, but we want to get one more. We need a few fillets. It's Charlie and me, so we both want to have something to eat. So we'll keep watching. We'll be back. So we've gone out with the master Charlie and caught ourselves the blue spot flathead, also known as a yank. Yank flathead, blue spot flathead, here at Mornington Peninsula. We're going to get all the flathead up on the board here. We're going to fillet some. We're going to show you all the different colours of the fillets. We're going to have a cook up and try all the different flavours of the fillets. Stay with us, there's a lot to see. So one more time before we fillet them, rock flathead. Salt water, also caught in estuarine, brackish water, caught in both. Rock flathead, tiger flathead, generally out in the ocean, deeper water, up to 30-40 metres of water. Out from 50 metres of water onwards, oceanic waters, deep water flathead, a lot duller in colour, whiter meat. What we get around the mouth of rivers and estuaries in the bay up near the mouth of the Yarra River, the black flathead. And here in Mornington Peninsula, blue spot flathead, yank flathead it's also known as. So in Victoria you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and there's another 4 or 5 species, but we're going to show you these ones, the most common ones. We're going to fillet them now, show you the fillets and what they look like. We'll go for a bit of a filleting segment. Here we go, we're about to start it. Cut it. Blue spots that we caught. The blue spot flathead, it's a flavoursome flathead. It's very firm, very white. It's an oily flathead. It's caught out in clear water. It has usually around grass beds and around weed and rock areas you'll catch them, and you'll find their diet affects the colour of the flesh, where you get like this greyish tone in the flesh, and that's because of what they eat. You know, the crabs and crustaceans and prawns and anything that eats the grass gets eaten by this flathead. Then you go out into deeper water, you find tiger flathead. Now tiger flathead and deep water flathead are very similar. Out in deeper water you get a lot of sand species, they're more a predator of fish rather than crustaceans, and you'll find that the meat is actually white. So if you look at tiger flathead and deep water flathead, it's a more white meat as opposed to your yank flathead or blue spot. And with tiger flathead and deep water flathead, it's a firm white meat. It's a lighter flavour, still very flavoursome, still very tasty, but a lot lighter than things like the black flathead or the rock flathead in the way that these fish are caught in estuaries, brackish water. These fish are caught out in deep, clear oceanic waters, lighter flavour. The Australian Seafood Show. At the cook-up part now, where we've filleted all the flathead. You saw us filleting before. I'm here with Spiro from S&J from the Melbourne Wholesale Fish Market, or Melbourne Seafood Centre as it's now called. Spiro, a lot of this fish got sourced by your fishermen this morning down at the market.
That's correct.
We caught some of the blue spot flathead, or yank flathead also as they're called, out at Mornington Peninsula.
And some duskies.
Some duskies, yep. And we want to go through some of the net techniques used when these flathead are caught. Things like
Dusky flathead.
Dusky flathead. The net technique, beach seine netting.
Beach seine netting.
Beach seine netting we've shown in previous episodes. Tiger flathead is a Danish
seining.
Danish seining, as is the deep water flathead.
No, the deep water flathead is caught by trawl net.
Trawl net, deep water.
Deep water.
So I'm learning too as we go.
In Port Lincoln and also in Portland.
Rock flathead.
Rock flathead is caught beach seining.
And we've thrown in the gurnard and latchet for the reason being that very similar to flathead, the flavour.
Just a firmer fish.
Caught in similar waters as flathead.
Exactly right.
And a cheap alternative to flathead.
And just as good as flathead.
Viewers, is we've done some of the flathead just in a flour and we'll be frying the fish. And in here we've got a Japanese breadcrumb. We've done an egg wash, a bit of flour, and then into some Japanese breadcrumb. They'll give a nice crispy skin, crispy crunch to the flathead, and we'll get to see the different flavours of the flathead. So we'll do a cook up. While we're cooking, we're going to cross over to Charlie in the boat. He's going to show us how we caught those blue spot flathead and a bit of tackle talk. So we're not only here for the commercial sector, we're here for the recreational sector. Over to you, Charlie. We'll be back in a sec.
Well, as you saw, managed to catch our blue spot flathead on the Mornington Peninsula, and what we used, well, we used these little, what we call plastics. As you can see, Con, if you can just move in here to show the viewers, there's a lot of different colours, and it's important to have a variety of colours of plastics, and the reason being is because of the different silhouette in the day. You might have a bright day, a dark day like we got today, so you've got to use different colours to see what works on that day. Another important thing to remember is also the size of your jig. You've got to have a jig that's hitting the sea floor like that, bouncing along. Puff of sand, flathead sees it, gets aggro, comes up and nails it and gets hooked. If you've got a small lead, for example, it's going to be up in the current, not on the sea floor. Flathead won't see it, they won't go for it. So you've got to change your sinker size depending on your current of the day. So there you go, blue spot flatheads on the Mornington Peninsula. I'm going to taste them right now.
And fried flathead. And what we've done now is we've got Japanese breadcrumb. It's done in an egg wash. Flour, egg and Japanese breadcrumb. This gives it a nice crispy skin. Two ways to do flathead, two very popular ways. And another very popular way is grilled, bit of salt and pepper. So you like your flathead? Very healthy way. We're
just
doing
plain and simple.
We're doing it the unhealthy way today, but that's all right. We like our fried fish. We'll come back when this is all cooked, and we'll give you a bit of footage of the Mornington Peninsula and how beautiful this area is. Have a look. So Spiro, how do you like, you're obviously in the wholesale market every day, you eat a fair bit of fish.
Yep.
How do you like doing your flounder today?
Truthfully, I like my fish just salt and pepper,
Grilled?
bit of oregano, bit of white wine, grilled or baked.
Beautiful. The healthy way, yeah?
The healthy way, that's correct. The breadcrumbing is good for the children.
Yeah, the kids.
For the kids.
Kids love flathead.
Kids love flathead. It's a very healthy fish, very common in Australia, and we're very well loved from everybody.
So what we're doing now, we'll plate up. Get rid of that. And we're going to talk a little bit about the different flavours of the flathead. Spiro, what we're going to do is we're going to try a little bit of this flathead. What we've got here are the Yanks.
Yep.
The Yanks and the black flathead. And the blue spot that we caught earlier with Charlie.
Absolutely beautiful.
Beautiful eating. Flathead, it's one of the most popular table fish.
Yep.
It's not only fantastic for frying or Japanese breadcrumbing, being European background, I mean we both are.
Yep.
I'm from Cyprus, Greece. Flathead, gurnard was used in a lot of soups, broths.
Yep.
It's used in paella. It's used in a lot of, to flavour food, to flavour soups and stuff like that. It's got a beautiful flavour, so it's used a lot in European cooking for that. We hope you've enjoyed this experience. It's been the flathead experience and all the different types. Get out there and try all the different ones. Boys, thank you. We'll be seeing you guys at Ashburton. Spiro, thank you again.
Flathead's beautiful.